Video games have become one of the most influential forms of entertainment, shaping how millions of people view different cultures. However, Native American characters in video games often fall into stereotypical or inaccurate portrayals, raising the question, are Native characters in gaming problematic, or is the industry improving its representation? For decades, Native American characters in games have been reduced to tired tropes: the noble warrior, the mystical shaman, or the savage enemy. Early games like Red Dead Revolver 24 featured Native characters as faceless enemies to be defeated, much like old Hollywood Western. Even in modern games, many Indigenous characters are either violent fighters or spiritual guides, reinforcing limited and outdated perceptions of Native identity. One of the most infamous examples is T-Hawk from Street Fighter II, 1991. The character is a giant, muscular fighter, dressed in exaggerated indigenous attire, complete with war paint and stereotypical charm. While meant to be a tribute to Native culture, T-Hawk instead embodies Hollywood-style tokenism, using indigenous identity as a costume rather than a meaningful character trait. Even games that attempt to include Native characters in a more nuanced way still face criticism. Assassin's Creed III, 2012, introduced Raton Hake, Ton, Connor Kenway, a half-Mohawk protagonist. While the game made an effort to depict Mohawk culture and language accurately, it still relied on the stoic warrior stereotype, stripping Connor of emotional depth beyond revenge and duty. Some Native players felt that while the effort was appreciated, the execution fell into familiar patterns of romanticizing Indigenous people as relics of the past. Another issue is the lack of Indigenous voices in game development. Many Native characters are created by non-Native developers, often without consulting Indigenous communities. This leads to cultural inaccuracies, such as inappropriate use of Native symbols, incorrect language use, and characters that feel more like mascots than real people. As Native game developer Elizabeth Laponze states, representation is just about having Native characters. It's about having Native people telling their own stories. That said, the gaming industry is slowly improving. Indie games like Never Alone, 2014, developed in collaboration with the Inupiat people, showcase authentic Native storytelling. Some studios are also consulting Indigenous experts to ensure accuracy in their representation. So, are Native American characters in video games problematic? Yes, many still are. But progress is happening. The real question is whether the gaming industry will continue to move beyond stereotypes and start empowering Native creators to tell their own stories. What do you think? Let's continue the conversation.